Okay, this is Tom Brennan, and welcome back to Spring Drive CAD, where we're actually going to be working with doing more things about AutoCAD. So here we are, and we're going to be working on this right now. And hi, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be actually working with putting in something very helpful into a drawing where we're actually tracking square footages. Okay, so we're going to see how to do this right now. So anyway, what we're going to do is what I've learned is as I've worked with AutoCAD for many, many years, is AutoCAD is great for doing any kind of drawing, CAD, computer-aided drafting, but it can do more than that. It can actually track data. So today we're going to focus on actually what do I do if I have, like, let's say a floor plan and I want to track my rooms. I want to track the square footage of my rooms. How do I do that? Well, we're going to look at that right now. So as we get into this right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up AutoCAD. And now we're going to do this, and you're seeing the screen right now, and that's good. What we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we are going to work on putting together basically a table that will let us track the square footages that you see here. So that's what we're going to do right now. So over here, what I'm going to do is you'll notice that I have these different room numbers. I've got room 101, room 102, room 103, and so forth. Now, if I click on room 101 right here, right there, and if I want to find out what its actual properties are, I just go to Control 1, and it tells me down here that the actual properties down here are 72.25. So there's 72 and a quarter square feet. That's what we have right there. So that's going on there. So now what I want to do then is I want to track all of these different rooms, and I want to track them. So as I do this right now, I'm actually going to be able to go ahead and to track the rooms and to see actually what the room number is and what the square footage is, as well as its usage. But there's an added thing. I'll actually be able to figure out how to go ahead and to track the square footage if the polyline ever changes. This happens all the time. You have different people who will come and say, hey, we need to cut the space up. We need to kind of, especially in a hospital, which is where I worked, you'll actually have needs to actually say, okay, things have changed. The patient focus that we have right now is moving from like maybe something from inpatient to emergency, or maybe you're putting in more ICU beds. So you have to actually rework your space. So that's what we used to do all the time. So look at this right now. What we're going to do is I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go here to Layout 2. Now this Layout 2, we're taking a look at this right now, and as we see this, this is actually showing us the same thing on a layout. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and put in a table. So I'm going to the Annotate tab here. And if you've never put in tables before, it's essentially putting in an Excel spreadsheet into your AutoCAD drawing. And you may say, well, why would I ever put in an Excel spreadsheet into AutoCAD? Great question. Well, the reason why is you want to track things. And in this case, we want to track square footages of rooms and have it all in one convenient place. So let me show you how we go about doing this. I'm going to go up here to where it says Table. And I've already set this up, and this drawing and this table, all this will be available to you. I'm going to put it in the comments. I'm going to go here and go to Table. I'm going to bring it right down here, and there's a few things I can put in here, and that's all set up the way I want it to be. So I'll click OK, and then it attaches right to here. So I'm going to drop it right to there. And when I do that, it then asks me to start typing in, which I'll do. So I go ahead and start typing in. I'll call this, the title will be Occupancy Table, like that. And I'll press the Enter key, and I'm going to put in here room number, like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over here, and then the section will be room name. I just use the tab key, by the way, to move to these different headings. This one's going to be area. That's where the square footage is going to go. And then over here, the last one, I'll just put an occupant. Like, let's say I wanted to actually put a name in there, occupant. There we go. So I've got that. So that's all set up, and now I've got the table. All right, so the table's all there. So now what I want to do is I want to just, like you would do in Excel, I'll type in 101 here, and this brings us in here. The room name, I'll just call this Data Tech 1, like that. And then I'm going to come to area. Now, I could just type in the value. And then if it ever changes, I can go in and type it in again. But that's not linked, and that's not what I want. What I want to do is I want to be able to link this so that if the polyline ever changes for that particular room, I could actually see it change right here without me doing that. So I go here to where it says area. And now when I go to area, I'm going to go up here to where it says field. So I'm going to click on field. So I click on field right here, and when I do this, this pops up. And this right here is a this is a listing of the different kinds of fields that are in this particular drawing. Now, just to kind of give you a little introduction to what fields are actually they're in every kind of a drawing. So if you've ever been in Microsoft Word and you've ever worked with it, there's actually fields in there that are tracking things such as the date, the size of the file, and the number of words that you actually have in the file. That's actually tracked. Yeah, so it tracks that. Now, when Microsoft does that, the way I always use this is when I was in college, I would actually have to hand in a paper. I had to have like let's say it's a 500-word essay. Well, I want to track my words, and so I do this. You've probably done it too. And so you're able to do that. That is actually the thing that tracks the words that are created is actually called fields. AutoCAD has them too, but AutoCAD lets us do quite a bit more. So I'm going to change the field category up here to objects because I want to track, in particular, a polyline in the area of the polyline. So go here to object, okay, right there. And now it says object. Now I can go here and I could do something in here, but this is what I really want right here. I want to select an object. So I'll click on select an object, and this lets me go ahead and zoom out and grab a particular one. Now, here's the really cool thing. I'm on a layout and I'm in paper space, but I can just go here and click on this, and AutoCAD finds it. And over here I've got this preview. It tells me 72.25 square feet. Where have we seen that before? And over here, and if you want to change the precision, let's say I wanted to round it, I could make it 0. I can make it 72, but that's not what I really want to do. I want to have essentially 2 decimal places, and that's really good. So it's tracking the area. It's all set to go. And once I have that, I'll click OK, and it will populate the table with that. So I click on there, and I'll press the Enter key a couple times, and then I'm going to go down to here. Let's see how that came out. Now let's take a look. Take a look, and it says 72.25 square feet. We're good to go. So that's great. Now, I had said that this will change if we change the polyline. Okay, just that you understand how this works, we've got that. So it says 72.25 square feet. So I've got that going on right now. And notice that it's also got a gray background. The gray background is telling us that there's some calculation going on and there's a linking going on here. So I'm just going to go to the model to make this really easy. I'm going to zoom into here to 101. I'm going to go here to 101. I'm going to click on this. And whenever you're working with a polyline, you know that there are these grips that are on the corners, the square grips on the corners, but then there's these bar grips. I can just move the whole side up like this by pulling this up. Let's go ahead up to right around like that. Why not? We'll go around to the midpoint there, and we'll stop right there. Boom. So I went ahead and dropped and changed that. So now, did I change the polyline? Yes. What's that new polyline? Let's find out. So I'll go here, and I'll go ahead and ask it. It tells me it's right now, it's 36.125. I've divided it in half. So it's 36.125, half of what it was. Let's see our layout. We go over here and look at that. It changed just like that. Now at this point, I could actually go ahead and change that to actually have another decimal place, but you get the idea. 36.12 square feet is what we have right there. So I've got that going on, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. So we've got that going on. So I've got that, and let's see if I can make that happen. Yeah, let's see if I can add a decimal right there. I think I can. Yeah, I'll add one more down here. So I just double click that, I'll give one more. And we've got that, which is what we have. Now, what is the takeaway? Well, the takeaway is that now you're able to create a complete room listing, and you're able to go ahead and have them change as they need to. And I'll just go ahead and fill in this occupant just so I can. I'll just go ahead and say John Q. Public. Why not? Hey, you know, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so we got that. John Q. Public, we have that. And then I'll just do, just to repeat the whole thing, I'll do this one more time. So we'll go down here and make it 102. And this one will be Data Tech 2. Why not? And then I'll do the same thing. Over here, I'll click right inside there. I'm going to go up here to Field. I'll go to Field. And then when I go to Field, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. And I'm going to go ahead to Object. And I'm going to go here and click on this. And I'm going to zoom out, and this time I'm going to pick on 102. When I pick on 102, these are all the same size, so it makes it easy. 72.25, I click OK, and then I'll press my escape key a couple times, and then I'll go out to here, and this shows me that I've got the 72.25. And I could do the change over here because I could just go into Model Space and do the same thing here. So I'll just go here in Model Space. I could do it right here as well, just to show I can. So I just went ahead and changed that one. Okay, let's see how this one did. Now what happened, whoop, check that out, to this. And then when I go here, it's like, it didn't change, it's broken. No, no, no. What you got to do is you got to tell AutoCAD to update the database. Okay, it's because when we go from the model to paper space, there's an automatic regeneration of the data. But what we need to do here is we need to go ahead and we need to save this. If you click on save, watch that area now, save it, and that just changed like that. And I'd have to do the same thing right there. I'd have to add the same thing, which is going into here and going into there. And let's see here, Control 1. Try it again. Okay, Control 1. And I'll do the same thing. I'll add the extra decimal there just because, you know, I need to. I could round it as well, but you get the idea. Okay, but anyway, the takeaway from all this is that you're able to go ahead and to track these. And this one will be, Jim Beam, why not? Okay, all right, so we got that. So you got these guys. Okay, so over there we got that. Now, so you got this occupancy table that is now set up to do this. This is a big deal. Now, if you ever need to track square footages, this is the ticket. Make sure you got good polylines, and this will work. So that's it. That's a very helpful hint, I think. I think you guys will find that you benefit from it greatly. And so that is what we're going to do with this as we go along here. So as we're talking about this, thanks for watching. Again, please like and subscribe and share. Let people know you like this. And yeah, and I'll be back with more AutoCAD hints and tricks later. But please let me know if you have any questions about this. Let me know if this made sense or if I left anything out. And also, I'm going to put this drawing in the comments below so you guys can open this up. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next time.